Hello, my name is Sean Robinson and I'd like to talk through what I've designed for a curriculum-based dynamic assessment. The focus of this assessment is a student called Jose who's in the 11th grade. Jose has low to average reading ability and low to average decoding ability. And the objective of my curriculum-based dynamic assessment is to see will the student be able to comprehend what is being asked in a question. The topic that Jose is studying is chemistry, and within chemistry all students are given a reference table. Within this reference table there are many different tables, and the table that Jose is going to be focusing on is table G. Table G is a table that represents solubility curves at standard pressure. The x-axis is temperature in degrees Celsius, the y-axis is solubility, that is the grams of solute that can dissolve in 100 grams of water. On this table you can see that there are many different curves for many different substances. So before the teach part of the dynamic assessment there was a pre-teach test. 3 questions were posed to Jose, and each question asked for a different thing. The first question asks for temperature, the second question asks for mass, and the third question asks once again for temperature. As you can see, since Jose has a low to average reading ability, there is quite a lot of information in each question and quite a lot of information given in table G. Jose was given 10 minutes to attempt these 3 questions, and then we transitioned into the teach part of the lesson. During the teach part of the lesson we really went into depth about what was written in the question and what was in table G. So the first thing that we would have done is talked about what the symbols actually mean in table G. Here are 3 examples. I would have a sheet like this printed out for Jose, and I would ask him to identify on table G what these different symbols, what their names were. For example, Ki is potassium iodide. I then would have given Jose a color-coded table G, so the different compounds actually stand out. I've only color-coded a few of these just to let you see for an example, and I also have color-coded the axes. So we would talk through if the question is asking for potassium nitrate, for example, we would go and have a look at KNO3, since that is the symbol for potassium nitrate. Going back, we would have got more in depth into the questions. Just let's have a look at question 1 for an example. It asks what temperature will 140 grams of Ki dissolve in 100 grams of water. So I would have, during the teach part of the lesson, I would ask Jose to underline what is the question asking for us to find out, and the correct answer is we need to find temperature. So if we need to find temperature on table G, what we have to do is we have to go from 140 grams of Ki over to the line where it hits Ki. So from the y-axis until we hit the line, and then we go down until we hit the x-axis, and the correct answer that hopefully Jose would have been about 14 degrees Celsius. After we would have done multiple examples of this, either on the color-coded reference table or on a reference table that was projected on a smartboard, in which he could have used a smart pen to trace the lines, either going from the y-axis to the curve to the x-axis or vice versa, we would have moved on to the post-teach test. The post-teach test once again has 3 questions which are asked in the same style but are linked to different curves in the reference table. So there is an example of a teach test curriculum-based dynamic assessment.